नमस्कार. गजालीच्या आईच्या या नव्या भागात तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. आयच्या काळान आमी पळयता की एसीचो खुबसो वापर जाता, पूण ह्या एसीचे खूब दुश्परिणाम आसा आणि ते निसर्गाचेरूय जातात आणि आमचेरूय जातात. सो हेचे दुश्परिणाम पळोवन आयज आमच्या वांगडा जो मानिस्त आसा त्याने अर्थन पॉट्स एकठांय हाडून रुमांतले टेम्परेचर सादारण 10 ते 15 डिग्री मेरेन कमी करून दाखयला. सो आमच्या वांगडा जॉईन झाला दिल्लीच्यान मुनीश श्रीपुरापू. वेलकम टू द शो सर.
Thank you.
He is the owner of End Studio and has been working with a lot of sustainable architectural structures. So, sir, let me start with you with the asking very first question. How did you came up with the idea of the Beehive or the Mitthi KC?
So it happened in 2015 when I was working on a factory in Noida, wherein so we were asked to do an art installation in front of a DG set, in which in the factory where so the DG set actually generates a lot of hot air into the environment. So when the client came to us, we wanted to do something more than an art installation. We thought something that's also functional and could reduce the temperature. So that's how we came up with this the Beehive.
So how many do you think the earthen pots are required to bring down the temperature?
See, the evaporative cooling is directly proportional to the surface area.
Okay.
So so depending on the space and the requirement, we can increase or reduce the number of pots that are needed. So the idea that we are working with right now is how to combine this traditional technique of evaporative cooling using earthen pots with building elevations and facades. So like everybody knows about Jalis, right? Everybody knows how a Jali works. And everybody knows how a desert cooler works. So what we are trying to do is mix both of them together. So what if your Jali is also acting like a evaporative cooler, and it's providing cooling for the building spaces.
So how many structures have you created till now?
More than 20 structures we have made so far.
Okay. So the earthen pots which were required during that time, you brought it from you bought it from the people surrounding or the potters surrounding your area. So how do you think that it has created a source of livelihood for them?
Yes, definitely. I think that's one of the best parts that we enjoy a lot, is that we are working with potter community in Delhi and also surrounding areas. And so we are actually able to create these pots by sitting with them, explaining the design to the potters, and we're able to manufacture them with the help of these potters. So in a way, we are also able to provide livelihood and also come up with some beautiful handicraft installations.
You are also the part of Serendipity Arts Festival few years ago. So how was the experience and what you learned from it?
So whenever we are doing this installation for an individual client or a company or a factory, the kind of input that you get is only from a limited number of people. But working with Serendipity is a beautiful experience because first of all, we were working with like really great minds who participated in the festival. And also when we saw the response from the people, when it was put in a public installation like that, it was a lot of encouragement for us to think that, okay, now, I mean, this product can actually reach out to the masses. And we got some amazing feedback from the people who have visited the festival. And that's a great learning and a great experience as well.
And how was your experience in Goa?
So it was amazing. I mean, like the people and the whole culture over there, Goa is always it's a lively atmosphere, and also especially Goa. Even now they're rooted to the local architecture, the style and everything is very Goan. So and visiting a place like Goa always is fun.
Sir, you were awarded among the 12 entrepreneurs. for the forward-thinking environment solutions in the Asia-Pacific low-carbon lifestyle challenge in the year 2018. How do you feel being recognized at the international platform?
So we were one of the 12 winners that got this won this award from among 200 participants all over the world, and we are the only one from India that year that we won this award. So it was definitely a lot of encouragement because coming it from UN, UN Environment Program. So there is also this kind of like a support that they actually gave us. Even like later they trained us in there was this incubation program, acceleration program for 6 months after the award was given. So which really helped us actually taking an idea from turning it into a startup. So not only the award, we also got a $10,000 grant from the United Nations Environment Program. So that really helped us in scaling it to a certain extent and pushing our idea further to turn it into a startup that we are today.
What were the learnings you got from there also at the international platform? Besides you, there were 11 more. So what do you learn from them also?
So when we saw when we were part of the program, there was a lot of learning to understand because every startup was at a different level. Some of them are already in a business level, and some of them are just starting. Some of them are a prototype level, and all of that. So for us, it was very what do you say? We learned from each other quite a bit, like the stages they are in. We interacted, and especially because everybody was coming from different countries and they have different challenges. And mainly overall through the program, we learned how to take an idea and like how does it turn into a business. So whenever you have we all have a lot of ideas, but the important aspect is how do you convert into a business model, and then how do you take it to the market, and how do you come up with and actually dealing with the clients and all of that. I think that was all learned during the acceleration program.
Um, when the End Studio was started?
We started Ant Studio in 2015 as an architecture practice.
Okay.
And yes, and the School Ant thing happened in 2017 as a startup.
Can you tell our viewers more on the brick architecture?
So we try to keep our materials as natural as possible. Especially you're taking inspiration from Laurie Baker, who's who is an expert in bricks. And the whole idea is that how can we keep the buildings and the materials as natural as possible, use less cement, and also that reduces both the amount of the emissions that are caused by cement in the process, and also I think gives a very natural look and to the building, so that you don't even have. So also the maintenance and everything is taken care of. So our idea is to combine exposed brick with modern tools like computational design and parametric tools, so we can come up with interesting forms and brick patterns and bonds that are otherwise not possible just using probably a simpler techniques. So our exploration is mainly around how can we make exposed brick a very desirable solution for the clients. So by introducing this new forms and making it very artistic in the process.
You have more than 5 years of experience in architecture, and you have also worked in Delhi, Gurugram, and other parts of India also. So, do you think is the current trend in the architecture, and what do people demand more?
Currently, if you notice in today's date, architecture at one point of time, there was always this debate about form follows function or function follows form, which is more important. But I think in today's date, the debate has gone even further more, and people are more conscious about the lifestyle and health and sustainability. Like more and more people are actually the kind of clients that approach us. They are already looking at these things from, from their own perspective. They want to actually make buildings in a manner that they need to have a very healthy lifestyle for the next 30, 40 years or 50 years till the time the building is there. So I think that's a trend that at least we are observing in the people that are approaching us, that people want to be more sustainable in the construction industry.
You were also planning to make a device that could purify the air in Delhi. So what is the progress regarding it?
So we are working on an experimental research project wherein the whole idea is using water and air purification through air cleansing. So this is a public art installation project wherein the technique that we are using instead of filters is to wash the air through using biotechniques and actually filter the heavy particles in the air, so that you can call it as an air washer technique, and combined with terracotta and moss. So by combining water and terracotta, what happens is moss is a byproduct. If it generates automatically on the surface of the pots. One amazing thing about moss cultivation is that it can absorb 5 times the size of the weight of the moss itself, the carbon dioxide 5 times its weight. So we are combining that into our installation, so that's the technique that we are using in the product. And currently we are we are in, you can say, it's a work in progress at the moment.
Okay, so you have worked with residential as well as commercial architecture, also in art installations and interior projects. So what do you love most doing? Like, what is your favorite project working with?
The favorite project, I would say, is always problem solving. As designers, whenever there's an opportunity that comes across, like where we have an opportunity to solve a certain problem or an issue in the society, nothing better than that. So Coolant that way stands out in the entire process, because while we thoroughly enjoy all the work that we do, installations, artwork, and everything, but when there is a deeper meaning and purpose to the work, I think that's what we really enjoy the most, and that's what we are trying to do with Coolant, trying to not only provide cooling solutions in our buildings and spaces, but also try and reduce the environmental impacts caused by because of trying to cooling the space. So yes, I think that's definitely stands out.
After getting highlighted in the media, how was your response from the relatives and your friends?
It was quite a proud moment for myself and also for my family and friends, because we never expected this to happen. And getting a recognition, especially from UN and also the media and everything, they've been really supportive. It was definitely a great experience, and yes, everyone felt really happy to be part of it. But I think more importantly, that also puts an added responsibility to do really well and make sure that whatever we are doing comes out in a very successful manner.
Okay, what is your message to the current architectures regarding being a natural or maybe the work you are doing?
So I think, we are too young to give any message, but I think one thing that I would definitely say is that we all, like in the industry, in today's date, have this added responsibility of looking beyond the client's brief and trying to do something very eco-friendly and sustainable for the climate, for the society, and also for the future generations that are there. I'm sure, I think most of the architects are actually doing that in the process right now.
Besides you, there are any architectures or the architects in Delhi, bigger architects?
So yes, we have a lot of friends who discuss a lot of ideas, and we talk about these things in the process. We bounce a lot of ideas, look at each other's work, and we take inspiration from each other. Always criticize and also push each other to do better. So yes, luckily we have a lot of good friends that ways.
Do you feel competitive among them?
I'm sure it is always, like when you look at not only just in Delhi but all over India, when you see good work happening, competition comes automatically. You want to do well, you want to do better, and come up with innovative stuff that is nice and that people can see and recognize. So yes, I think we are definitely very competitive.
Sir, how do you think the architecture can play a critical role in climate change and drive towards more sustainable lifestyle?
Architecture, see, we architects and construction industry, I think we work in a like unfortunately industry that contributes to 40% of emissions on the planet. That's quite a lot. 40% is like a lot of emissions. So I think our decision making and the kind of things that we propose to the client have this massive impact on the environment. So everything that we say or everything that is done by us has an impact. So I think it is very important that we make conscious decisions that we recommend to the client and in our buildings and the designs that we do that can really help in mitigating this climate change and reducing the impact on the environment.
Also in Goa, you have any plan to set up in any of your project in Goa?
Yes, I mean, we have had a couple of proposal projects that were happening before the lockdown and the COVID, and we're waiting for them to start post this. Like I think once the things settle down a little bit. So yes, definitely, I think like there is some work happening in Goa as well.
What was the impact of the lockdown on your industry, architecture?
It in the beginning, it definitely slowed down the process quite a bit. But what really, I think, over the months, at least the older projects have resumed work and they're happening. And we are right now. It also gave us a lot of time to think about the work that we are doing in retrospect and actually analyze our own work and look at it from a very different angle. And now we are. I mean, slowly things are moving back on track. And a lot of new projects and new clients are coming up. But then it's interesting to see there is a change in the thought process of the new clients that are coming in. I think that's a massive change. People are coming to us with a very asking us to do something sustainable and something also very healthy as for their lifestyle in the buildings. So that's a very good change post lockdown.
Okay. So on this note, I end this program. Thanks a lot for joining and giving us the information, your valuable information to our viewers. Thank you, sir.
Like, I mean, thank you very much for having me here and like recognizing the work that we are doing. It's a pleasure to be here and actually sharing my thoughts with the audience. And I look forward to doing some amazing work in Kerala as well sometime. And we already have a couple of projects happening there. But yes, it's always been my favorite place, and I look forward to being there after this pandemic soon. Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Thank you. Prudent.